Hello, my name is Rosanamod, and welcome to the rosanamod podcast. Want to modify your life? That is corny, but I'm going to keep it in there. This variety show brainstorms solutions for everyday challenges, unlocks your secret potential, think outside the box with creative ideas that improve your business and your life. Get inspired with special guests, get motivated with how-to projects for the whole family, and learn that life is too short for anything less than being happy. Laugh with me or at me, it doesn't matter. Somebody's going to laugh. Welcome to the rosanamod Variety Pod. This is your vessel and host, Rosanamod. We are at episode 161. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Glad to have you all here today. Obviously, I need a bigger audience because I have many more people listening than that, but I like the way that sounds because I didn't want it to sound too obnoxious, even though this one right now probably is obnoxious for you guys. I apologize. No, I don't. Take it back. Never apologize. Never say you're sorry. Never. Today, it is the title of our conversation is boyfriend or girlfriend requirements. Do you have a list? So I guess you can say partner requirement because this is not just for girls. I wrote this actually relating to me because I watched a show some years ago on The Real, which I never watch, REAL. So I guess it's like the View show, which I never watch ever. This one got my attention, and it was about, I wrote an article, and it was about a woman named Kathy who had a list of 85 requirements that she wanted in a boyfriend. I'm going to read a little bit of the article, but I'm going to interject my own words in it, so it's not going to sound like I'm reading it. Well, anyway, this girl, Kathy, who was on the guest show, she pulled out a handwritten loose leaf paper, which Nikki Boyer from Daytime in No Time laughed and said how Kathy's handwriting is that of a middle school child, and added that she's a psychopath for even writing a list. And it really got me angry because as a viewer, I found her remarks offensive. It sounded like bullying to me. It really sounded like high school or elementary school kids fighting. And I thought, why would they have her on there if they're going to insult her like that? It's a big trick. It's a bait and switch. You know, guests don't go on there for free. They get paid for it. They get their tickets to be on the show, on any show. They get a check, but they don't really tell you what's waiting. So I think they make it look like they're going to interview you, and then they turn around and start insulting you. And I thought that was just really uncomfortable to watch. I couldn't do it. But it did ask the question, why is it such a bad idea to have a list in the first place, right? And I wondered if many women agree with that, or men in this case. Now, Kathy had 85 requirements on her list. The woman on the show thought that that was too much. And in a way, it is, but what do you care how many she's got? She can have 100. Maybe she's worth it. Did you ever think of that? Okay, maybe she doesn't want to settle. So is it too much? So the question is that being picky? And why is picky wrong? Think about that. Is it wrong to be picky about what you want? Do you have requirement lists for the car that you buy or the house that you buy? Don't you make a list out when you're buying a house? I got to have air conditioning. I got to have a garage. I got to have a backyard. Would you settle for a house that didn't have those things? Why can't the partner be the same? You see? Is it not a strong statement that comes from your inner confidence? I would think that's a pretty good thing to have. So while my list is not 85 long, it's still a list and it's a guideline. So of course it's not set in stone and it is flexible. I am negotiable on some of those things, but there are deal breakers. It's personal for everyone. So I think it's something that's nobody's business, right? We shouldn't worry about how other people feel about their partners. That's my point. It's none of your business is my point. So the thing to remember is to be completely honest with what you really require to make you happy and not to settle for less than what you believe you deserve while remaining realistic and true to yourself. Most of my friends told me that being burned in the past turned them off to even trying, and that's understandable. I know that in a way I'm kind of the same way in many of the things that I put down on my list, but most of them do agree that they don't believe in one man or one woman fulfilling all of their wishes. So settling is just a part of life. And I don't know what your life is like, but I don't want my life to be that hopeless, and I definitely do not want to settle, especially for things that I find important and the things that I need and the things that I require, which are, to me, important. So how can we say that no man can fill our wishes, unless we have dated every man on the planet? Okay, I know that sounds far-fetched, but the truth is we can't say never unless we've actually been there. So that means, by all accounts, the perfect man for us does exist. And what you find to be the perfect man for you may not be the perfect man for someone else. We can agree on that, right? Because we're all different people. So we settle, we whine, we walk around with a void and not know how to fill it. So we make a Frankenstein of all these different people that we meet, and each filling these little parts. And at the end of the day, we're satisfied for about a couple of hours, but then we get to go home, and this imperfect mate that we settled for, the one that we whined and complained about, and start the whole thing over the next day, that doesn't sound like living to me, and that's not even a reality. Living with someone you settled out of your list for is more of a fairy tale than the 85 requirements that Kathy wants. We convince ourselves that this is the best we can do, and we do the same thing at work. We give up and just stop trying. It's so much easier to say Prince Charming doesn't exist because it just prevents us from trying. We don't have to work as hard to find him if we don't think he exists. So grab an old flannel plaid shirt, drag out the ugly sweatpants, call it Sunday on a Friday night. We gave up because we don't care, because we don't believe he's out there, and that's why you're unhappy. The law of attraction works every single time. And I'm going to definitely talk about the law of attraction. If I haven't already, I think I've hinted about it, but definitely it exists. I found nothing wrong with this woman and her 85 requirements. She has high standards. Why should we care? Again, it's none of our business. If anything, her list is too short. We don't know anything about her life, what she's been through, what her childhood was like, what her teenage years was like, where she stands now. Maybe all she ever did was settle. And now she's at a point where she's tired of the games. And she's like, you know what? I want this, this, and this, and I don't want that, that, and that. This is what I want. I hope that she gets everything that she wants on that list. And if not, I hope she gets more. And I think all the women and men included should have a list of criteria for everything in their lives, friends, jobs, homes included. We should expect more. Life is way too short. As for me and my lonely 20 requirements, which I wrote this a while ago, this article, I put 20. That's funny. My requirements are definitely not 20. They might be 3 requirements. I'm telling you, my list is very short, and it's not because I'm settling. It's because I'm at a point in my life where I see what's really important and what's not so important. Because the older you get, you realize what you can live with, what you can put up with, and what you cannot put up. And I'm not saying that because my list is so short, 3 or 4, I could say 4 things on my list. Just because they're short doesn't mean that I'm settling. Not in any way, believe me. I'm just being realistic, and I'm being flexible in what it is that I personally expect. When you get to a certain age, how would I say this? As a woman, you might want to rethink some of those things on the list, because at a certain age in a man, things are different. It's not the same as a 20 or 30-year-old. You might have to be a little flexible in that area, certain areas. There are certain things that you can do and certain things that you can't do anymore. So that's for the man. That's what I'm saying. Of course I could be wrong, I'm sure. Go in there and vote. It's a free poll. The title of the article is Boyfriend Requirements. Do you have a list? I wrote it, obviously, and it is on HubPages, and I am going to put a link at the bottom of the show notes so that you can access it with no problems. In the meantime, enjoy yourselves, be happy, and know that your Prince Charming is out there, because he's going to be your Prince Charming. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Your, Cinderella is going to be out there. You just have to look for her. She's not going to knock on your door. So you're going to have to go out there and look. Keep your head up, keep smiling, keep happy. And thank you for listening as always. And in with the outro. Thank you for stopping in. I always appreciate your time, and I hope you gained something positive from today's episode. If you did, then share it. And please show your love in the links below. You will be helping me help you. If you want to contact me, I know you'll find a way because my avatar audience is a genius, like the host. So talk to you soon. God bless you. And what do we say? Ciao.